Most people don't fail because they are weak. They fail because they quit too soon. So let me ask you something. What would your life look like if quitting was no longer an option? Think about that. Not, I'll try. Not, I'll see how it goes. Not, maybe if things get easier. No. What if your mind was built in a way where stopping simply didn't exist? Because right now, the truth is brutal. You've told yourself you're committed. You've told yourself you want more. You've told yourself you're ready to change. But the moment it gets uncomfortable, you hesitate. The moment it gets hard, you slow down. The moment it hurts, you look for a way out. And that is the gap. The gap between who you say you are and who you actually are under pressure. Because pressure reveals truth. Not your words, not your intentions, your actions. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. Let that hit you. Your mind right now is trained for comfort, trained to protect you, trained to avoid pain, avoid risk, avoid struggle. And that's why every time things get difficult, your brain starts negotiating. It's okay to stop today. You can try again tomorrow. You've already done enough. But that voice is not your friend. That voice is your limitation. And if you don't learn how to control it, it will control your entire life. Because a weak mind always looks for escape. A strong mind builds endurance. And endurance is not something you're born with. It is something you build. Just like muscle, just like strength, just like resilience. You build it through repetition. Through doing what's hard, again and again until it becomes part of who you are. This is not about motivation. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes like the weather. Some days you feel unstoppable. Some days you feel nothing. If you rely on motivation, you will lose. Every time. Because the days that matter the most are the days you don't feel like doing anything. Those are the days that define you. Those are the days where your identity is tested. Those are the days where you either build a mind that never quits, or you reinforce the habit of giving up. There is no neutral. You are always becoming something, stronger or weaker, more disciplined or more distracted, more focused or more fragile. So the question is not, do you feel ready? The question is, are you willing to act when you don't? Because that is where the shift happens. That is where the average person separates from the relentless one. You don't wait to feel good. You move anyway. You don't wait for perfect conditions. You execute anyway. You don't wait for confidence. You build it through action. One step, one rep, one decision at a time. And it's not glamorous. It's not exciting. It's repetitive. It's uncomfortable. It's exhausting. But that's the process. That's how you rewire your mind. You teach it that quitting is not an option. You teach it that pain is not a stop sign. You teach it that discomfort is part of the journey. Because once your mind understands that, everything changes. You become consistent. You become reliable. You become dangerous. Because now, nothing external controls you. Not your mood, not your environment, not your circumstances. You move with purpose. You act with discipline. You stay locked in, and that's when results start to follow. Not because you got lucky, but because you became someone who doesn't stop. And people will look at you and wonder what changed. They will ask how you became so focused, so driven, so relentless. But they won't see the truth. They won't see the internal battle you fought every single day. They won't see the moments you wanted to quit, but didn't. They won't see the discipline it took to keep going when nothing was working. But you will. And that's all that matters. Because at the end of the day, this is not about proving anything to the world. This is about proving something to yourself. That you are capable. That you are disciplined. That you are unstoppable when you decide to be. So make that decision right now. Draw the line. No more excuses. No more waiting. No more quitting. Because the moment you decide that quitting is no longer part of your identity is the moment your life begins to change. Now listen, building a mind that never quits is not about being perfect. It's about being relentless. You will have bad days, you will feel tired, you will feel unmotivated, you will question everything. That does not make you weak, that makes you human. But what you do in those moments, that defines you. Because most people use those moments as an excuse to stop. They say, I'm not feeling it today. They say, I need a break. They say, I'll come back stronger tomorrow. And sometimes, tomorrow never comes. That's how dreams die. Not in one big failure, but in small repeated decisions to quit. So, if you want a mind that never quits, you have to break that pattern. You have to stop making your feelings the authority. Because your feelings will lie to you. Your feelings will tell you to stay in bed. Your feelings will tell you to take the easy path. Your feelings will tell you that you've done enough. But feelings don't build results. Action does. Discipline does. Consistency does. You don't need to feel ready. You need to be committed. And commitment means you show up no matter what. Even when it's boring, even when it's painful, even when it feels pointless. Because those are the moments that rewire your brain. Every time you act despite resistance, you weaken the habit of quitting. Every time you push through discomfort, you strengthen the habit of persistence. And over time, that becomes who you are. Not someone who tries. Someone who finishes. Let that become your standard. Not starting, finishing. Because starting is easy. Anyone can start. But finishing requires something different. It requires endurance. It requires mental toughness. It requires the ability to keep going long after the excitement fades. And that's where most people disappear. They get excited at the beginning. They go hard for a few days, maybe a few weeks. But when it gets repetitive, when progress slows down, when results don't show immediately, they stop. You don't. You stay in it. You embrace the repetition. You embrace the grind. Because you understand something powerful. The boring work is the real work. The quiet days are the building days. The unseen effort is what creates visible results. So you stop chasing excitement. You start building discipline. You stop looking for shortcuts. You start trusting the process. Because a mind that never quits is not built in moments of intensity. It is built in moments of consistency, day after day, action after action, decision after decision. Until quitting no longer feels natural. Until stopping feels foreign. Until pushing forward becomes automatic. That's when you know you've changed. That's when you know you've built something real, something solid, something unbreakable. Because now, it doesn't matter how hard it gets. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter how many times you fall. You already decided. You don't quit. And that decision is your power. And now, the real test begins. Because it's easy to say, I don't quit when things are going well. It's easy to feel strong when you're making progress, when the results are showing, when everything seems to be moving in your favor. But what about when it all falls apart? What about when you give everything and still fail? What about when nobody believes in you? What about when you feel stuck, lost, and exhausted? That's where your mind is truly built, not in comfort, in chaos. Because chaos exposes your foundation. It reveals whether you built your mindset on feelings or on discipline. And if you built it on feelings, it will collapse. But if you built it on discipline, it will stand. That's why you must train your mind in the hard moments, not avoid them. You don't wait for the storm to pass. You become the kind of person who can walk through it. Because life will test you, again and again. It will push you to your limits. It will force you into situations where quitting feels like the only option. And in those moments, you will remember who you decided to become. Not someone who stops, not someone who folds, not someone who walks away when it gets hard. You are the one who endures. You are the one who adapts. You are the one who keeps moving, no matter what. That is your identity now. And identity is everything. Because when something becomes part of who you are, you don't question it anymore. You don't debate it. You don't hesitate. You act. Automatically, relentlessly, without excuse. That's the difference between interest and commitment. Interest says, I'll do it when it's convenient. Commitment says, I'll do it no matter what. So, which one are you? Because your results will answer that question. Not your words, not your plans. Your actions, every single day. When it's easy, when it's hard, when nobody is watching, when everything is against you. You show up. That's it. That's the secret. Not talent, not luck, not perfect timing. Showing up again and again without quitting. And over time, that becomes unstoppable. Because while others are stopping, you are continuing. While others are doubting, you are executing. While others are quitting, you are finishing. That's how you win. Not by being the best at the start, but by being the one who refuses to stop at the end. And eventually, the gap becomes too big. Eventually, your consistency becomes your advantage. Eventually, your mindset becomes your weapon. And nothing can compete with that. Because a mind that never quits cannot be defeated. It can be challenged. It can be tested. It can be pushed to the edge. But it cannot be broken. Because it already made the decision. No matter what happens, it keeps going. And one day, you won't even recognize yourself anymore. Not because everything became easy, but because you became stronger than everything that once stopped you. The excuses that used to control you, gone. The doubt that used to slow you down, silent. The fear that used to hold you back, powerless. Because you built something greater. You built a mind that doesn't negotiate with weakness. A mind that doesn't ask for permission. A mind that doesn't stop. And that didn't happen overnight. It happened in the moments nobody saw. The early mornings. The late nights. The times you showed up with no energy, no motivation, no guarantee. You kept going. When it was boring, you kept going. When it was painful, you kept going. When it felt like nothing was working, you kept going. That's the difference. That's the transformation. Because most people are controlled by how they feel. But you became controlled by who you decided to be. And that decision changed everything. Now when things get hard, you don't panic. You don't look for a way out. You lean in. You push harder. You go further because you've trained your mind to see struggle differently. Not as a threat, but as a challenge. Not as a reason to stop, but as a reason to rise. And that shift is what separates you from everyone else. Because now, there is no off switch, no fallback, no quitting, only forward, only progress, only growth. And people will notice. They will see your discipline. They will see your focus. They will see your consistency. And they will wonder how you became this version of yourself. But they won't understand the cost. They won't understand the battles you fought internally. They won't understand the moments you almost gave up, but didn't. Because that's where this was built. Inside you. Through repetition. Through pressure. Through pain. And now, it's unshakable. So, this is your final reminder. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be the most talented. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to refuse to quit. Again, and again, and again. Until it becomes who you are. Because once quitting is no longer an option, winning becomes inevitable. So stand up, lock in, and move forward. No matter what. No matter how long. No matter how hard. You keep going. Because that is who you are now. A person who does not stop. A person who does not fold. A person who does not quit. And when the world asks how you did it, the answer will be simple. You built a mind that never quits.